Good. Hi, it's Sharon from Positively Provost, and today we get to meet with Michelle Hewko. Thank you, Michelle. And your company is BluLedger Bookkeeping.
Yes.
So thank you for helping us with this, because I know like right now there's lots of questions about people with this whole, everybody's applying for ROEs, laying people off. We don't really know what route to take. So I know you have a lot of information to share with our community and our business owners. So thank you. I'm just going to open up. I'm going to let you start, Michelle. I'm just going to open up my cheat sheet here for questions. There it is. I'm going to let you go, Michelle, first, and just tell everybody about your business and yourself, if you don't mind.
Okay. Well, I have BluLedger Bookkeeping. I started with my business in January 2017. Prior to that, I did the books for my husband's company for years. Worked with some local bookkeepers as well. January 2017, I branched out working on my own. I have a handful of clients that include sole proprietors, small incorporated businesses, and some community-based nonprofits. I currently have an office location up in Wheatland Crescent, but over the past 2 years, I've really worked to transition my business to working virtually. So it was a very easy move for me to switch to working at home these past couple of weeks, because everything is already still connected and I'm still in contact with all my clients. So that's my business.
Can I be nosy? What was your husband's company?
Cactus Lake Electric.
I figured. Okay, yep. Cactus Lake. So you don't do their books at all anymore?
No, not currently. We have other staff that has worked for us back in when our children were younger. I needed to give more time to them, so we had brought someone in, and she's done a fabulous job. There's been times where we've job shared, or I've covered her maternity leave.
Right.
We've worked together, but at the current time, she runs that solo.
Nice. That's awesome. Okay, we may as well jump right into the questions here. The first question, Michelle, that we have is, how has COVID-19 impacted your business?
We've been busy. I would say we've been actually very active. I've been having clients who need to complete records of employment as they've had sudden changes to their services. They have employees who need to be quarantined, self-isolation, or they've had a sudden decrease in business where there's now a shortage of work. Service Canada has had a lot of information they put out. They're sharing with the community on how to get those records of employment done quickly, easily, with as few snags through the system as possible. They're quite overwhelmed. So, getting things out to them, like if you're doing records of employment, try to do it all electronically, which we do for our clients. Make sure you don't have any comments, because then it gets flagged and pulled and has to go through manual review. Okay. There's special coding available as well. It's all out there for local businesses who may have to submit records of employment for some employees.
Have you, sorry, I'm throwing this question at you. Have you filled out a record of employment, and do you know the time frame that's happening right now for them to actually get this money? No, you haven't heard anything? No.
I network and mentor with bookkeepers across Canada, and the typical wait time, even just to get off, if you've got questions to ask over the phone line, has been about 6 hours if you can get through.
Yeah, I bet. Holy doodles. They must be just swamped.
They're
so
swamped.
Of course we got to be able to appreciate what they're going through as well, right? So
yeah.
Cool. Okay, the next question that we have is, what strategies have you implemented to get you and your company through this?
Well, for me, I've already been transitioning to a virtual business. I have clients that I do not physically meet with, and it's been that way for a couple of years. So to get through all of this, I have been working with my clients first of all, to do awareness of all the government assistance programs out there. There's lots happening. There's assistance programs coming from Government of Canada with the temporary wage subsidies due through your payroll remittances, EI benefits where if they're going to self-quarantine or illness, the 1 week is waived, tax deadlines extensions. In Alberta, we've got, you know, the corporate tax changes. We've got utility payment deferrals, the WCB premium deferrals. Saskatchewan also has, I think, some utility deferrals and some assistance through their provincial sales tax payments. So we've been, part of getting through this has been keeping ourselves educated of all the different assistance programs out there and getting that to our clients so that they can implement that. They can keep their cash flow going. I mentioned I was part of some networks, and I think about an hour ago, Trudeau's just announced some more programs or stuff that's we know is coming in April. It's changing daily. Sometimes it's changing hourly. The other thing is that we're doing is I'm working with my clients who have so far to date, I've had a traditional relationship with me where they hand over the files of receipts.
Right.
So I'm working with them. There's lots of technology out there. So if you're working with your accountant, your bookkeeper, your tax preparer, there's lots of ways to get your bookkeeping done and still get your taxes processed. There's technology. A lot of my clients, I've got them set up on an app on the smartphone that they simply take pictures through the app. They go snap, 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 and copies of the receipts get uploaded to my system. They can keep their paper copies on hand at home or in their office for referral when they need to. I have everything in my office. We've never met. There's ways to do online banking, to share your bank statements securely with the people who are doing this for you. It might be through secured client portals. It might be through secured, encrypted, shared files on cloud drives. There's lots of technology. There is doing direct deposit payments for employees. There is doing, one of the things I'm actually getting of course, there's getting our payments out that we owe money to.
Mm-hmm.
Online banking. It could be through e-transfers, credit card payments. There's also a whole range of payment processing technology. I myself have been doing lots of learning, as I know you have, and many other members in our community.
Yeah, we all have.
I'm going into some training on Friday of a payment processor that integrates with our Simply Accounting or Sage Accounting, and it provides dual authorizations. So for community nonprofits, for example, that need 2 signatures on the check,
Mm-hmm.
So lots of, that's what we've been doing.
That's really cool because I think business owners, and I'm sure organizations need help like that. Like I get bombarded with those emails every day, and I look at them and I know that there's resources to us, but it's confusing me because we're also trying to deal with keeping our business going, our employees busy. So there's so much coming out our way. So thank you for yourself and for people that are helping us with all that paperwork, because it's really, it's overwhelming for us. Like it's terribly overwhelming for us. And as far as I just have to give a shout out to what you were talking about the receipts, because I use that app all the time. And I literally take a picture and I throw the receipt in the garbage. And when I first started doing that, Andrea, our bookkeeper, is like, "Whoa, my God!" Like she was like in stress mode because like she likes that paper. But now, you know, we're how many months in and she lives by it. She loves it. It's so slick. She does my books at home. She could do it wherever. She absolutely loves it. So she's totally on board.
Where it's been really handy, the clients that really, really like it are the ones that work out of their trucks. Contract operators, welders, you know, as soon as they're out and about, sometimes they're living on the road, they get that receipt, snap. They don't have to worry about losing it or, you know, on their precious days off, getting it to me.
And
I've got it.
even efficiency, right? So you're not waiting at month end for their paperwork.
Yeah.
Like that's huge. Like right there, that's huge.
It comes in, and there's more than one type of app that does it. Reach out to your accountant or your bookkeeper, because we have access to special rates where we can extend it to our clients at a better deal than if they were to sign up individually.
Perfect. That's good to know. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, what are we jumping up? The next question is, any suggestions or insights you have to share with others? Is that the same question? No.
Yes, I'll answer that one.
Okay.
Like I mentioned before, just because we're at home, it might be a great time to get our bookkeeping up in order or getting our taxes, you know, done. Yes, the deadlines have been extended, but they're encouraging people to get it done as soon as possible, because then they can qualify for whatever other benefits, credits, those kinds of things that may be coming.
Right.
That said, I really would like people to be aware of how to share their sensitive information electronically, how to share that safely. Someone once said, if you think of your email as sending emails like a postcard, whatever you send through standard email may go through, it's vulnerable, it's not secure. So if you were to take your T4 or your T5 and you would feel comfortable sticking a stamp on it and putting your tax preparer or your accountant's name on it and just dropping it into the mailbox like you would a postcard, no envelope. If you would say no, you would never do that, because there's lots of sensitive information on there. There's your social insurance number, your address, date of birth, all that kind of information.
Right.
Please don't simply scan and email it to these individuals. I spent a few minutes last night online. You know, I went to Lecky's website, I went to Eisman's, KBH. They all have client portals. These are ways you can securely upload information, such as your T5s, your T4s, all of that kind of thing, to your accountant. Bookkeepers, for example, I use with my clients, a secure shared folders that are, it's a zero knowledge based, cloud-based system. It's simple. The data is always encrypted in transit and at rest. It's stored in Canada. Very important to know, where's your data stored? If they're using Dropboxes or Google Drives that are the basic free ones, that is not encrypted at rest. And all through, it's vulnerable there. So make sure you're using something, you know, what I'm using is very cost effective. It's actually, some cases for some clients, it's free. You know, sending it password protected, encrypted. There's lots of technology out there. Make sure when you're sharing stuff with your accountants, your bookkeepers, your tax preparers, that you're doing it securely.
I guess, you know what, can I elaborate on that a little bit? I have to tell a story on this actually whole situation. So most of the accountant places have portals, which is good, right? So you
Yep,
did that research,
perfect.
so that's good. So that's the way they're going to upload any financial information to them, is through these portals. But you talked about Dropbox, how it's not secure. Probably about 5 years ago, and I didn't even know, like, we use Dropbox for our files at work as well as now we use Google. But our files were doing weird things. Like, it was acting so weird. And I phoned up our, we use Gopher Bytes. He set up our Dropbox. I phoned up Al. I says, Al, like, what's this code? Like, all our files are doing weird stuff. Turn off your server right now. I'll be right there. Like, we had to literally unplug everything. We were being hijacked. This is a thing. So they take your files and they ransom them back. This was happening to us. He was able, because we were fast enough that we were able to, we did backups, so we were able to get it all back and it was safe. But it was like, holy, like, people, smart people are actually hijacking files for a price. Like, this happened to us. That's a legit story.
And just to elaborate on Dropbox, there is Dropbox and there's Dropbox Business. Dropbox Business needs to be paid for, and it does offer levels of security.
Yeah. And I have Dropbox Business.
Yeah. And there's, some of these, where's your information stored? It could be stored in the US. A lot of them, Dropbox, Google, Microsoft, it could be the US. Some of them are Canada. Some of them could be Romania or Russia, or who knows.
Like, I love it. Like, it's good. I love it. And we're backed up. But it was like, yeah, so what you're saying, it could happen. It happened to us. It actually happened. So.
And there's, with your information, there's different levels of security. Yes, email invoices, email receipts, but tax documents, those need to be handled securely.
Because it's got your social insurance number and all that kind of stuff. Totally makes sense. So that's like a BFO for me. Okay, the next one is, how can the community assist you in your business at this time?
Well, one of the things I've been seeing is with our community, we've all been going through how can they can support local businesses. And everybody says, well, think for the community. Once I've read somewhere, people said, think for yourself, be selfish for a little bit. As most of our community goes on unemployment, work becomes scarce, your dollars are precious. Mm-hmm. So spend your dollars where it's going to benefit you the most. So when you spend your dollars, ask yourself, when is that money going to be coming back to you through businesses that sponsor and promote community events, schools, pay property taxes that go back into your community recreational facilities, into providing services in your community. Spend wisely, support your local businesses. That's
okay. So you made me tear up again. That's the second time. So oh my gosh, it's so true, and I think that what we're going through, we are seeing this more and more. So Michelle, the last question, and this really hits home. So what is a positive you see coming out of this?
Well, the past couple of weeks have been complete upheaval. Everybody's been uprooted. It has been a time of significant change. We have parents who suddenly are taking a leadership role like they've never have before in educating their children. Mm-hmm. We've got teachers who are scrambling to teach and connect with their students in ways they've never had before. And from what I've heard, they've been doing great jobs. We have to transition to working remotely. We've had to transition how we deliver our services, be it phone-in orders or delivery, or for example, our gym, Edgy Fit. Carrie, I know, has done a lot of work reaching out to communities, and she's been transitioning with her team to offering coaching and workouts online. They've been doing a fabulous job. You've been connecting with small businesses like we've never done before. networking, sharing information. It's been a time of change, and we've all been, everybody I talk to is, oh, I've had to learn this and I've had to learn that, and so many changes. But at the end of the day, we are learning and we're working together, and I think we're making positive changes.
Yes.
So I think a good thing we takes out of our community from this.
Yeah. Our business coach says, sorry, did I cut you off there? Sorry. Our business coach says that we're in winter, but spring is coming. Like it's, you know, and it's going to be a bright spring. So hopefully he knows what he's talking about.
The words I keep hearing, and it gives me, is now's the time when we've got to pivot and shift and prepare.
Yeah.
Because it's a time of change, and, you know, if we think of this positively, change can be a good thing.
Yeah, well, thank you for that very much, Michelle. Do you have anything else you want to share with everybody? I'm going to add your email down below so people can reach out to you. You're okay with them reaching out to you for any questions?
Certainly. Go right ahead.
Okay, so I will share your email if that's okay below. Anything else you want to share with anybody?
Keep doing what you're doing, everyone.
Actually,
We're in this together.
I have one more question. Are you taking on clients?
I might. I'm selective in who I take on. I want to be working with people who want to take on new technologies and are looking to change in how they do things.
Perfect.
I'm open. Give me a call.
Awesome. Okay, I will put your number down below, and I really appreciate you taking the time out and helping us and just spreading awareness in our community, Michelle. I really appreciate it.
Yep, there's lots of information, lots of assistance out there. Reach out, people. Let's make use of it.
Perfect. Okay, Michelle, I'm going to sign off. I'm going to hit the end record button right now, but you and I can stay on for one more second. Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Bye-bye.